Hey, so it's Julian here. Hello, everyone. I don't know. I'm kind of doing this on a whim, so I've decided to start up a second YouTube channel where I just do all sorts of stuff. Like, might do some tier lists, some gaming, maybe a vlog or two. I don't know. But yeah, this is just sort of a fun idea, and I'm gonna see if this catches on. So, as you can see, we've got a tier list pulled up, and we're gonna do this today, just because it seems like a lot of fun, don't you think? So let's see who would survive the purge. There's a lot of options, as you can see. So, who do I think would be the sole survivor of the purge, like the ultimate winner? It's pretty tough to say because there's obviously a lot of good options, but my gut is kind of telling me I'm kind of leaning Stewie, honestly. Stewie would fuck everyone's day up. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Stewie's done all sorts of crazy shit in his time on Family Guy, and I'm pretty confident that Stewie can take it. He may be a baby, but don't underestimate him because, I mean, y'all have seen what he's capable of. All right, so let's start kind of filing some of these people away. So, Chris, you're not making it. I really wanted to put SpongeBob in a category of would be killed, but I kind of feel like killing SpongeBob is hard. I don't know. If memory serves me, they've tried to once before and kind of failed. So I feel like SpongeBob would probably get injured, but he'd survive. Like in a total free for all, uh, wouldn't the Powerpuff Girls all survive? I feel like they would. Like Bubbles would probably get injured. Blossom would be fine. Buttercup would be fine. Homer's dead. Homer's dead as fuck. You're dead. Riley Coyote would probably get himself killed if I'm being completely honest here. And I know I'm kind of just going in just a random order, but like, yeah. So Riley Coyote, he's obviously smart, but he's also terrible at pretty much everything. So, he would probably find a way to get himself killed while going after the Roadrunner, who would probably survive. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain this one. Just moving on. Would any of the Simpsons survive? Like, at all? Lisa. Lisa would be fine, I think. She'd get hurt, but she'd be fine. Bart would be fine. Maggie would unfortunately probably die because she's a baby. And I know that I put Stewie up here and Maggie down here, but like y'all have seen what Stewie's capable of, right? That dude's fucking insane. Maggie's just a regular baby. Tweety would die. Peter would probably die. Beavis and Butthead would just go hide in a bunker or something. They they'd be fine, I think. They would just be high as fuck the entire time and they'd stay in their houses and just vibe. Like they'd lock doors beforehand so nobody could break in and kill them, and they just spend the entire purge smoking. I want to get some more characters who would actually win, like not just survive but thrive. Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb would absolutely thrive in the purge. Where did he go? I just had him. There you are. Phineas and Ferb would be fine. And I think you know what that means for Candace. Rip. Popeye would be fine. Popeye would probably thrive. I feel like Popeye would thrive, but I don't know. Popeye is entirely situational for me because he's not going to be jacked up on his spinach the entire time, obviously. Like, if he had that for the whole 12 hours, he would probably thrive, but that's not realistic. So I think I'm going to put him in, like, mid-tier survives. Plankton's dead. Karen's dead. um, the fish. Isn't the fish like a nuclear scientist or something? If I'm remembering correctly, but also he's a fish. They just have to like take him out of his fucking bowl, which with all the destruction going around, he probably would be knocked out of his bowl. So there's that. You obviously can't kill the Grim Reaper. Enough said. Mandy, yeah. And they'd probably like sacrifice Billy. Mandy and Grim would absolutely turn on Billy. I mean, that's just kind of the vibe I get from them. Like, yeah, they're kind of friends-ish, but like in the Purge, with all rules off the table, they would murder him. This mayor, this mayor is absolutely fucking worthless. He cannot do jack shit on his own. He gets kidnapped like every fucking episode. He's dead. He is long gone. Yeah. Patrick's not gonna last. Um, I don't really know. Mordecai and Rigby. Mordecai and Rigby are weird. I mean, neither of them are all that smart or all that intuitive. So I kind of feel like they'd be gone. They kind of just stumble their way out of all their problems, which they cause themselves because they're kind of dumb. But like, that wouldn't work in the Purge, obviously. No, just, just no. Pepe Le Pew has been canceled recently. Ooh, let's get controversial for a second. So Pepe Le Pew would probably survive an hour, but people would actively hunt him down because, from the sound of things, a lot of people are really offended by Pepe Le Pew, which I mean, I get. He's a creeper, creepy man. No one would want to let that survive, obviously. So he would be dead within the first hour or so. Mickey is an unkillable god. That's a fact of life. Don't stress yourself over it. Goofy, Goofy would get fucked up. He wouldn't die, but he would get fucked up. Is Donald on here? Where is... There you are. Donald's another weird one. Because I feel like he'd probably be okay, because he's not like an idiot like Goofy, but he's also not a god like Mickey. I feel like he'd just be okay. I don't know. I'll have to do some readjusting later. But yeah. You're gonna go down here. Ren and Stimpy. You would die. And you'd get fucked up, you're fine. Would Bart get severely injured? I don't know. I'm like readjusting my list as I'm making it because this is such a weird. I don't know. My brain works in weird ways. Dexter and Dee Dee. Dee Dee would accidentally survive. She'd get hurt, but she would survive just on total accident. She wouldn't even be intending to. She probably wouldn't even realize the purge is going on. She'd probably get caught in some crossfire, but she'd probably be fine. And Dexter would save her ass. Dee Dee is just thunderously useless. Roger would thrive. And we can move Mickey all the way up here. Roger would be fine. The dude's a super genius. There's a long way to go yet. Oh my god. I don't feel too strong about any of the Flintstones. Like, either the Flintstones characters. No. I mean, at the same time, though, they know how to work with rocks and, like, they're cavemen. And cavemen obviously know how to fight because, like, they're kind of primitive and, like, they'd have to kill their own food, stuff like that. So they probably know how to fight. They know how to kill. In the Purge, yeah, I think they'd be fine. Fred would do fine. Barney would do fine. They'd be okay. Tasmanian Devil, he gives no fucks. This dude would murder. Like, I think the Tasmanian Devil would like specifically eat the fish, or like I think the fish would die. I'm blanking on his name, but like he would die when the Tasmanian Devil knocks him out of his bowl or just eats him because he thinks he's just a snack. So like that's what's happening to this guy. And the Tasmanian Devil, I feel like wins because of that. Because hey, that's one kill. That's more than some of these other people are getting. Krusty would die, and he would probably welcome it. Let's be real here. I would say the same thing about Squidward, except I feel like Squidward would kind of want to live. Like, if he didn't, he'd probably welcome it, but at the same time, I can also see Squidward being homicidal. Squidward's got that bloodlust, you know. He is a very angry person, and he loves to go off on SpongeBob and basically everyone else in general. And I can't help but feel like Squidward would go on a homicidal rampage, and he'd get a couple kills. I'll put him below Mandy. I'm gonna put Mandy above the Grim Reaper. Yeah. I don't like your chances. Now, I'm honestly not all that familiar with Gravity Falls. I know kind of a hot take. I know everyone loves that show. I'm just not that familiar with it, but from what I do know, I feel like all of them would kind of get fucked up. I mean, I know they're all kind of smart, but at the same time, I feel like they just get fucked up. Isn't the girl on here too? They were all just in some weird order when I started. Yeah. Also, there's 2 Rens and 2 Stimpies, so they're the extras are gonna kind of be left out here at the end. Oh, there's also 2 Popeyes. What the hell? Family Guy characters. No. Yes. Quagmire. Quagmire is one of the first people that would actively get hunted down because he's pissed off a lot of women, and I feel like they would just mob the fuck out of him. In all honesty, so Quagmire would get fucking mobbed, and he would just get beaten down, and he would die like right away, no questions asked. Joe, Joe is literally a cop. He may be handicapped, he may be in a wheelchair, but he's got killer instincts. And I feel like on that alone, he would survive. I'm debating whether to put him in survived or injured, though, because, like, he's a cop, he's got good instincts, he's not gonna die. But he's probably gonna get hit with something. I think I'll put him up here. And where do you go? Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland would care. I kind of put Cleveland in the same area as Beavis and Butthead, but without the weed. He's just gonna stay in his house the whole time. Daffy. Daffy would probably get killed, in all honesty. Daffy is like eternally on the verge of a mental breakdown, which mood. But at the same time, that's not gonna help you in this. He would be confused, he would be like roaming the streets, and then he'd get shanked. And that'd be it. Alright, so Bugs Bunny's obviously surviving. I almost want to put Bugs Bunny in the same tier as Mickey, because like they are both just god tier. But also Bugs Bunny's kind of a shitter, you know? Bugs Bunny isn't gonna be out there like massacring people. Bugs Bunny is just gonna be trolling. And like that's enough to survive. He's gonna like dig a hole, he's just gonna pop up, he's gonna fuck with someone, and he's gonna disappear again before they have the chance to eat him out of existence. I feel like Yosemite Sam would also be fine. I mean, the dude's strapped, and he's a lot less of an idiot than Elmer Fudd, who probably is gonna die. Like, if you put Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd against each other, Yosemite Sam is very clearly A, more competent, and B, a redneck. Like, Yosemite Sam knows what he's doing, and Elmer Fudd kind of just stumbles through his day. Like, I don't fucking know where I am. All I know is that I want to kill, and he's not even good at that. Yosemite Sam could absolutely get the job done, though. You know, I'm gonna put Yosemite Sam up here because while I absolutely do not see him killing bugs, I can see him killing someone. He is absolutely gonna score a kill in this game. He's gonna shoot someone's face off. It'll probably be Kenny, in all honesty. Yosemite Sam's just gonna grab his gun. He's just gonna start wildly firing. Bam. I kind of feel like all of the main South Park characters, well, Kylan's okay, not all of them. Kyle and Stan would both be fine. They would tag team and they would work together to make sure they make it out alive. Because like obviously there's strength in numbers, and these two would team up and just cover each other's asses. They're not going to go for kills. They're just going to go for survival. They're probably going to spend the night like partying or something. Actually, they would probably like spend the day stealing alcohol or something. Like they go rob a store and just go home and get drunk. Because during the purge they can legally do that. Can I say legally if there are no laws? Good question. Cartman, on the other hand, Cartman would get his fat ass beat up. He's not gonna die, but he's gonna be brought with like an inch of his life. Because they don't want to kill him, they just want to make him feel things. Okay? Okay. Brian's gonna die. Again. Whoops. Sylvester's probably gonna die. Are these both Porky? I feel like these are both Porky. So I'm just gonna go with one Porky. I don't remember too much about Porky. I kind of get the vibe that Porky would become Bacon. Porky's not a violent person. He's not gonna want to fight. He's gonna be one of the people out there like pleading for everyone to just get along, and he's gonna get like murdered pretty quickly. Butters is gonna die. Butters is gonna die like immediately. I don't really think I need to explain that one if you've seen South Park, but Butters basically doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Doofenshmirtz would find a way to get himself killed. Who was the other person I said that about? Wile E. Coyote. Yeah. Doofenshmirtz would build some sort of invention and it would like blow up in his face. It'll take him a couple hours though, whereas Wile E. Coyote just buys a stick of dynamite from the store. So Wile E. Coyote would die in the first hour, Doofenshmirtz would die in a couple hours, but I put them next to each other because basically they have the same energy. The American Dad characters. Stan would be fine. Stan would probably go for a kill, actually, but okay. So Stan would go for a kill, but I don't think he'd actually get one. Because, like, he's a government official, he's totally got the bloodlust, but also he's kind of incompetent. So I can't help but feel that he would go for a kill and, like, he'd just miss every shot. And after a couple hours, he'd just be like, fuck it, and go home, realizing he's not actually going to score a single kill. He's like your average, like, 12-year-old Call of Duty player. Can't get a kill. His KD sucks. Actually, his KD would remain at 0 because he's not dying and he's not getting a kill, so what even is that comparison? Moving on. Meg would get fucked up. Meg would be fine, but she'd get like a broken leg or something. Scrooge. Oh man. I want to create a new tier just for Scrooge, almost. Because he probably wouldn't die, but like he would get targeted. No, actually, I take that back. Scrooge would be fucking dead. And do you know why? Because he's rich. He's rich as fuck, and that would make him the prime target. I'm gonna move him up here. Because he's gonna be one of the last to die. He's gonna be like the main. Okay. If all of these characters were in The Purge movie, he would be with one of the main antagonists. He would get targeted. And he'd fight back for a while. I think he would maybe rack up 1 or 2 kills of his own. He'd put some people in the hospital, but he'd get overwhelmed and he'd get murdered for his money. So that's what I'm thinking about him. He'd put up a good fight, but he'd die. Benson would like have a stroke. I don't know. I feel like Benson would just have his head blown off. I mean, he's literally made of glass. All it would take is like one good punch to break his skull, which is more than I could say about, I mean, less than I could say about basically anyone else on this list. Oh, Carl is absolutely dead. Lois would probably get killed by Stewie. Oh, what's your name? Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez. I think he'd be fine just because nobody could actually catch him. He's way too fast for anyone, kind of like the Roadrunner. And I think these two would actually be pretty good friends outside the Purge. Like, they'd meet up in a bar or something, they'd go get drinks. Yeah, Roadrunner, Speedy, I could see it being a thing. Okay, the dinosaur. He's a fucking dinosaur. What do you think's gonna happen? He's gonna get shot. Because no one's gonna want to have to deal with a fucking dinosaur. But this is a tough one. Because, like, he's a dinosaur, so I would want to say he would do okay. But also, I feel like he would be targeted because nobody would want to have to deal with that. I'm not really sure where to put this guy in all honesty, because I could see a case for anything happening. And so I think I'm going to I think I'm going to put him in the middle ground and just go with injured. I don't know. This is probably the one I'm the most unsure about on this entire list. Um, Scooby-Doo. And I'm gonna put Shaggy in this category too. They are like they solve a lot of mysteries, they solve a lot of crime. They're obviously very good at their job, but y'all forget they're both fucking cowards. They would not survive out there. They don't have an infinite supply of Scooby snacks, and they're not brave, and they're not fighters. They are not built for fighting, and they would die. Fred, on the other hand, Fred knows what the fuck he's doing. Fred is the type who could probably get shot while he's making a getaway, take it in the shoulder, and just leave. Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo, you're a difficult one. I can definitely see Mojo Jojo falling basically anywhere on the spectrum because he's got that bloodlust. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mojo Jojo would get a kill. He would be hunting. He'd be hunting for the Powerpuff Girls. It would not happen. He'd probably shoot Bubbles once, but like graze her arm or something. I don't remember your name. But I kind of feel like you'd be in the same category as Car. Well, no, that's not even fair to say. You'd just get regular injured. Carmine would actively get beat within an inch of his life. You'd get beaten, but you'd survive. The Pink Panther's a stealthy motherfucker, and for that reason alone, I think he would survive. Because, I mean, he's a spy, obviously. He's gonna be fine. That's literally his job. Alright, we are getting down there. Marge. Marge would be your stereotypical mom. I mean, obviously. But with Homer out of the picture, I actually think Marge would thrive more with Homer out of the picture. So like once Homer dies, I think Marge could get away. I think Marge would get away with her life and with Bart. And like Lisa would be left in a hospital or some shit. Marvin the Martian, he can't survive on Earth. Wouldn't he be dead just from the lack of oxygen? Yeah. I don't really know anything about the Jetsons characters, but I know they're from space. So they should know how to use guns. So they should know how to fight. I think you'd be fine, and I think you'd get fucked up. Randy. Uh, Randy would be trashed, and he would be thrashed. See what I did there? But yeah, Randy would get his ass beat. He wouldn't die. He'd make it to a hospital, but he'd be in critical condition. Gumby. No. Foghorn Leghorn. Foghorn Leghorn is a beefy boy. He could put up a fight. Foghorn Leghorn would beat someone's ass. Like, he's not gonna get a kill, but he's gonna put someone in the hospital. So, for that reason, I'm putting him in like mid survives. Actually, I'd probably say high survives because like most of the survives people are people I feel like would just vibe. He'd go around here. Fry. Fry would get hurt because Fry would be nothing without his team. Let's be real here. I mean, he's fine on his own, but without the rest of his team of literally aliens, I think he'd get his ass beat. And to see who I'm saving for last, I think it's pretty obvious. Pete. So Pete, let's talk about Pete. So Pete's an idiot, but he's also a big boy. Pete is definitely one of the villains of the Purge. I don't quite think there's many people on here powerful enough to kill Pete, but I think there's people in here who could kick his ass in a fight. And I kind of think that's what would happen. Pete would get his ass handed to him on a platter. He would live, but he would never cause anyone trouble again. So, the rest of the American Dad characters. I feel like they would literally all die. Like, actually, no. No. So, their house gets broken into. Stan obviously knows how to fight, so Stan's going to be fine. The rest of them are not as combat savvy. So, here's what I'm thinking there's going to be one casualty from this family. It's going to be her. He gets really badly injured. And she's fine. Hank Hill. Where do I categorize Hank Hill? He's not much of a fighter. He's not a very violent person. He's just like your regular upstanding dude. And I don't think that works very well in the Purge, if I'm being completely honest. Hank Hill would get shot. Bobby gets shot faster. I think you'd get injured. Now already got one of each of you, so let's talk about Mr. Krabs finally. So, Mr. Krabs would be a crime boss. Obviously, I mean, that is Mr. Krabs' literal role in life. If Stewie wasn't winning and Mickey wasn't existing, I feel like Mr. Krabs would be the winner. Because Stewie is obviously a legend, and Mickey is literally a god. Actually, I'm going to put the three of you up here. You would all be the top three. These three could link up, and they could essentially form a crime syndicate, and they could run the gambit on everyone. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Stewie, Mickey, and Mr. Krabs linking up would be an unstoppable force. You can't convince me otherwise. Alright, so let's kind of look through this and see how I'm feeling about everyone. This is good. I'm liking all of these people. I gotta move Dexter down. I feel like Dexter would get hurt. You'd get hurt worse. I feel like I'm kind of underselling Lisa and overselling Bart. No. No, my gut's telling me to leave them where they are. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Alright, so I don't know if anyone's even gonna watch this, but this was fun. I'll probably do more things like this in the near future, but yeah, let's see how this goes.